Hey everyone, this is Gilsar back again with another video, and I wanted to do a short video on the differences of living in Dumaguete City and living in Davao City. Not really on favoritism or anything like that, as it's just more like my comparisons as to like what is not really what is better anyway, because both cities give me pros and cons, but maybe it'll help you decide if you are considering those two cities. Well, not four, those two cities, and hopefully I would have given you some type of value as to for you to decide which city is better for you. Now, I have been to Manila. I have family in Manila. I have been to Cebu. We have investments in Cebu and things like that, especially Barili, Cebu. That's where my family's from. But I just want to take that off of the table. So I came up with a short list of things that I believe that both cities, Dumaguete City and Davao City, share, and where I believe they differ and things like that, or where I think they are the same and different. Help grow the channel by hitting that like button. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Number one is beautiful natural surroundings. So I would have to give that to Dumaguete because number one, it's more for accessibility. I like the beach. So here, from what I'm told, you got to go to a place called Mati or Samal to go around and Mati's like a couple hours away. For me, Davao does not give me that as far as, going accessibility to the beaches and things like that. There is like an area here, but allegedly they're telling me that it's not really safe, so I'm not going to go there. Now, natural surroundings, I haven't really traveled Davao, but Apu Mountain is here, the highest peak in the Philippines, which I am very grateful to see every single day right over here, but I'm very blessed to see that every single day. So natural surroundings, I'm sure every place in the Philippines has its waterfalls and things like that, but Dumaguete for me, for some odd reason, it's accessibility. You can go to Red Rocks, which is like 10-20 minutes away from my house, which is in Valencia. You can go to Mabinay Caves. You can do so many things in Dumaguete compared to here where it doesn't cost that much to travel. In Dumaguete, things are maybe at most an hour out. So here, you got to really travel, right? But this is much more like a city vibe here, for me at least, because I haven't really traveled out here. They say that you can go to Bukidnon, which is out there, but it's like 2 hours out. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have a car as of yet, so that hinders me. At least in Dumaguete, if I were to just just on my bike, go to Valencia, go to Bayawan, go to Mabina, or like by Sandbar, it's all accessible for me. It's just literally like right there. I haven't checked out Samal, so that opinion might change in the next few months. Generally speaking, my experiences here, going out and driving around, this is more of a city vibe, honestly. So I would have to give that to Dumaguete if you're looking into like experiencing beaches. But once again, take this with a grain of salt. Proximity and accessibility. Number two, growing economies. I would have to give that to Davao, right? Davao City. Although Dumaguete is growing, especially where I'm living in Bacong right now, or that's not really Dumaguete, it's Negros Oriental. It's growing, but Davao is so further ahead. This is an emerging city. These are one of the more not congested cities compared to the cities of Manila. This is where it's at if you wanted to make money and kind of compete as well. Because in Dumaguete, things are a bit more expensive. Here in Davao City, even certain properties are way more affordable here compared to Dumaguete. Like this particular condo that I'm in right now will probably cost closer to like 10 million going up versus the almost 8 million here. Just to give you like some contrast there. And we're in a bigger city. So yeah, that point of view. This is an emerging city. I believe hopefully Bacong or Negros Oriental can follow suit or get better or refine this process as to how Davao became this way. But I'm hoping that they can take examples like this and shift it over to Dumaguete or Negros, because this city is emerging. Its opportunities are a bit more here than it is in Dumaguete. I mean, for me at least. For the average person trying to make it happen, I believe Davao City will give you a better chance at doing that. Outside of like tourism and agriculture and things like that, Davao City is good for that. Negros has always been that because a lot of Dumaguete's wealth comes from hacienda money, as well as other forms of old businesses anyway. But here, it's literally just like I guess a small Manila town, or it's the third largest city in Philippines anyway. But it still gives you that vibe of like that quietness, but still bustling city. Number three, cost of living. I would have to, for me, it's like on the same level because cost of living for me is kind of contentious because it depends on how you spend your money. Obviously, I'm pretty frugal, so I don't really go out. I don't really go. I don't really do anything to really go, above and beyond my budget. I do make big purchases from time to time, but those big purchases are like I can, I can reconcile in my brain because I'll keep it for like years at a time. Probably a bit cheaper to live here in Davao. I think things are subsidized a bit here more. I could be wrong, but yeah, food is a bit expensive, but depending on where you go. But it's the same thing in Dumaguete. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, now I think about it, cost of living, I have to really look more deeper into it, but I believe it's a bit cheaper here in Davao. So I'm gonna give it to Davao City. It's also for me, cost of living wise, or like access to amenities too, right? For the cost of living, like transportation wise here, you have e-bikes, you have pedicabs, you have taxis, you have the easy rides or the PUJs, you have buses. So this one, like cost of living wise to what it is, I would have to give it to Davao. I'm only saying this because an application to my life, not the regular person. So don't, for some of you Filipinos to say it's super expensive here, it's all relative. Just keep that in mind, okay? Number four, friendly community. I gotta give that to Dumaguete. People that I have met here are very nice, but then again, hopefully I come off with a friendly vibe. But generally speaking, because of the city vibe, you're gonna get the city vibe. I'm from New York City, the suburbs, and I work in the city, so people are a bit more standoffish. I do kind of find that here. I find people here a bit more, they're just driven, for work. And I would have to say maybe I'm gonna some flack this. They look a bit more stressed out, honestly. Dumaguete, when you're driving around from time to time, everybody's laughing, everybody's chilling. Maybe it's because it's the island vibe. I don't know. But friendly community, I would give it to Dumaguete because this might be shallow, but we're so close to the ocean. We're so close to so many things. A lot of people just, even from so wealthy to the wealthy. Oh, I'm gonna go up to the falls. I'm gonna go up to the hot springs. I'm gonna go chill. It's accessible to everybody pretty much. So I think tensions a bit down in Dumaguete compared to here. This is a city, you know what I'm saying? Even though it's a low cost of living, you have to kind of gauge that with what people are making as well, on top of the stress load that they put themselves on, because it is a city. And last but not least, number five, rich in culture and history. That's like leveled up for me. Davao is an emerging city. A lot of old money here, a lot of new money here, a lot of new things growing, things like that. It's a city that I would love to explore. I do love the fact that Davao City has the indigenous cultures here more than it is in Dumaguete. You can see different tribes, like things like that, and how they used to live. I'm into history anyway, so I would have to give that. It's a part leveled off, but I would have to give a little bit to city. Dumaguete in general, a lot of hacienda money, a lot of like old mansions, old this, old that, a lot of political families and stuff like that. Negros Oriental, Negros Occidental, Negros in whole, a lot of old money there. I would have to say a little bit more old money than here. A lot of the business here, people don't realize came from Negros. So, that goes to tell you like how much of a powerhouse economically Negros has been for so many years. By the time they reach here, they're already huge families, already huge and things like that. History wise, I love the fact that Dumaguete City has maybe I'm a bit biased because I am coming from like a Spanish blood culture, but my mom's family is it has Spanish blood, so a lot of a lot of my lineage in Negros is that that Spanish on my mom's side, and my dad's from Cebu, so that's a totally different story. But here I love the fact that there's different cultures here. That's one thing I really like. You see more Muslims here, or Islam. Islam is a bit more prevalent here, or Muslims, which is really nice because you see different variations of that, different languages. I'm gonna give a tad bit more to Davao as far as a one up when it comes to rich cultures and history. Just as a So quick side note, Davao used to be called Nueva Vergara, which is just a coincidence. But the person who founded, not really founded, but the person who claimed it for Spain was from the town of Vergara. But I think his last name was like General Uyungarin or something like that. But it's actually the street that I work on was called Uyungarin Avenue or something like that. But nonetheless, Davao, for the culture, for the rich history, I would give it to them. Dumaguete has its own little situation right there, right? That's a lot of Spanish blood, a lot of. They're not. I wouldn't as rich in culture as in Davao because we are in Mindanao, so where a lot of I guess indigenous people are here, original people, I guess here. Even though we have the Agtas and First People types in Negros, but I rarely see them. I rarely see Agta or Aita people in Dumaguete. Unfortunately, I would love to learn that culture, but yeah, rich history and culture. When it comes to finance and how people have moved and how people have like made things happen throughout the hundreds of years, not hundreds, maybe 200 years, I'll give it to Dumaguete. But as far as variety and diversity, I'll give it to Davao. But those are my lists as to Dumaguete, the differences and similarities I see from Dumaguete and Davao. I hope that made sense. Sometimes I do rant and I have tangents, but hopefully that helps you make a more better decision as to where you want to be. There's so many pros and cons to living in both. I'm getting adjusted more and I'm really appreciating the amenities and what Davao can offer me. However, I do love the fact I will always my heart in Negros, unfortunately. Or fortunately. I will always love Dumaguete because of what it gives me, because that peace of mind, island vibe, chill vibe, dude, and just chill. Here, everything's work, 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 work. Don't even begin with nightlife. I don't really go out, but from what the young kids say, the nightlife sucks here. But that might be a perspective. But comment down below. Your comments would be would bring us much value to this because it will help me understand Dumaguete and or Davao more. But yeah, take care. God bless, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.